Welcome to another video on our YouTube channel. I'm Steve, and today I'm going to be doing another Ciro 3D product. We recently did the video, and you can check out the YouTube channel for that. Links will be in the description down below, but you can check out the video on the shock and awe kit that we've already done, and we did a separate video for the app because it's so detailed we wanted to go through the entire app. So with the shock and awe 2.0 kit, in the video we did the starter kit, which basically just does the motor, the gas tank, all that stuff, lights up the middle of the bike, and then we did the saddlebag extensions, longer LEDs that go in the back, and then of course the fork illuminators in the front that do the front wheel. Today we're going to be finishing it off with the speaker accents and then of course the dash accent. So this will all go together and tie into the shock and awe system. So we're going to get these pieces open and have a look at them. So this is a dash accent piece here, guys. So we're going to get in here, get this open, have a look at it. So this piece basically contours exactly the 2014 up dash, this outside piece here, and then of course your panels. And right inside here you can see a ring of LED lights. On the back side you will have the wire that needs to be plugged into the shock and awe system, and then of course some 3M tape to stick this to your inner fairing. The speaker accents are virtually the same thing, 3M tape on the back side, and we have the wire once again that needs to be plugged into the shock and awe system. So let's get over to the bike and get these installed. Hey, I just want to take a quick second to tell everybody thank you for subscribing to the channel and checking out our videos. Guys, the channel's growing like crazy and we appreciate the hell out of it. Always free videos all of the time. We don't charge you for videos. We don't do Patreon. We don't ask for donations. None of that stuff. Maintenance, how-tos, product reviews, all that stuff is on our channel. If you haven't already, check out the whole channel. A plethora of bagger-related videos on there. You can also find Sick Baggers over on Instagram and on Facebook. If you check us out over on Facebook, you can get a hold of some bagger swag. So find SIK Baggers over on Facebook, ask to join, and we'll get you hooked up. Back to the video. So the first thing we need to do is get the outer fairing off. On the 2014 up, you're going to have 4 screws on the inside here. We'll start by taking out those 4 screws, and then we'll work around to the front to the windshield. So the first thing I want to do is cover up that front fender so we get ready to pull this outer fairing off. If anything falls, it's not going to smack that fender. The only thing holding the outer fairing on now are these 3 bolts right here. So we'll just start on the outside and work our way to the middle. So when you get these 2 and you loosen this one, you can slightly pull your fairing out with your fingers and go ahead and remove your windshield by tilting it back and sliding it out. And then you don't have to mess with that falling. So once we remove this screw, the fairing will be completely loose, and the only thing holding it will be the bottom. We'll reach in, disconnect the headlight, and pull the fairing off. Now, in order for us to get in here where we need to drill the hole for the wire, we need to remove this vent. The only thing holding this vent on is a screw right here and a screw over here. Now, once you get those 2 screws out, you can simply pull straight out on this, and this will get out of the way for you. Next, we have to drill a hole right down in here between these 2 braces right here. So what we'll do is drill a 3/16 inch hole down in there, and then we'll use a file big enough to get the connector through the hole. All right, we got the hole filed out and the clip fits through the hole, so we're good to go. While we're on this side, we'll go ahead and drill out the speaker accent rings, the holes for the wires for those, right under this lip. Hopefully you can get an idea where we're at. Here's your speaker pods, and right above it, right in here, you'll see a shelf. And it's right below this little shelf on the inner fairing. But right down in there is where you want to drill your hole on both sides to get that wire to go through. So we're going to get that drilled and filed out real quick so this connection can fit through that hole and we can mount the ring. So we have this side filed out and the clip will fit through, so we're just going to do the same thing on the other side. Now that we have both holes ready for the wires, I can poke this through and go ahead and dry fit this ring in here. Now with 10-inch bars, this is a little bit more difficult. If you have stock bars or maybe 12s go slightly above the fairing, but 10s, kind of right in front of the speaker. So what I needed to do is loosen these two screws so we can loosen the perch here. No need to take it off. I can move this up and down, just kind of got the cable back here so it doesn't allow me to do a lot, but it's enough that I can manipulate this ring into place. So I'll start by just poking the wire through. Now once you get the speaker ring exactly where you want it, you can turn the ring until it falls into the position where it flushly sits against the inner fairing. And you've got your wire coming up through here, and you want to hold this spot. So basically we're going to take a piece of painter's tape and we're going to use this as a guide, because we still have to pull this back off and get the red tape off. So once we get this position where it's setting flush all the way around up against the inner fairing, just simply mark it like this on down to it. So what we'll do is use this and this as a guide mark when we get ready to put it back on. We'll take an X-Acto knife and we'll cut this so we know this is exactly where this goes. So we'll go ahead and pull this out and get our tape pulled off the back. So just remember, with the red tape on the back of this, take your thumbnail with the plastic still on there, go ahead and scratch it with your thumbnail or a flathead screwdriver if you don't have a thumbnail. Really activate that 3M tape. So we'll find the edge here, go ahead and peel up the red tape and get ready to put this back on. Now all we have to do is sneak this back in, line up our tape marks, and then press on. So keeping it pulled away from the fairing until we get our tape marks lined up right here. And now we know that's in the perfect spot. So we'll go ahead and press it onto the fairing. We'll hold for about 30 seconds or so, and then we'll let go, and it should be nice and stuck. Once we have it stuck, we can go ahead and remove our blue tape. So what I'll do is tighten up my perch. We'll move to the other side and we'll get it installed. So basically right there, guys, I did the exact same thing to the left as I did to the right. And remember, with the 10-inch bars being right in front of the speakers, just loosen these two bolts and you can kind of maneuver your perch around just enough to wiggle those in and get them installed. So we're going to move on to installing the gauge accent piece. Remember, we already drilled the hole up here. So basically the same thing with this. No need to use any tape and pre-fit and all that stuff. It's only going to go on one way. So we're going to rough up all of our tape, get these peeled, poke our wire through, and stick it on. Once again, press and hold for about 30 seconds or so, just to make sure they're good and stuck. So now that that one's installed, we can work on the wiring. So if you watched our first video, we ran a 3rd channel wire up under the tank and left it blank up underneath the fairing. Now we're going to use that one so we can control the dash and the speakers separately from the rest of the bike. At nighttime, the dash might be a little bit too bright for you, glaring right in your eyes. So if you hook that to a channel 3, you can always go in and turn the brightness down, or you can turn it completely off. Also, with a 3rd channel like that, you can change the color of the dash and keep it independent from the rest of the bike. So from here, because we have 3 wires that we have to get down into one to go into channel 3, you're going to need a couple of splitters. The links to those will be in the description as well. So basically, I've got an extension that's going to go down to the channel 3 underneath the fairing. It comes up and it has a splitter. Now off of that, we have another splitter, so we have our 3 channels right there. So make sure that you put a little dielectric grease on each one of these and then go ahead and plug them in. Now if you have a stock bike or maybe just a single amp or something like that, you won't have all of these wires and all of this mess. There's 3 amps in here and a lot of wires going on, so I really need to be careful how I route my wires down from here. This is your windshield bolt here, here, and here. So just make sure that your wires are clear of these bolt holes when you go to put your vent back on. We'll get that pushed in just like that, and we'll put our bolts back in. So now that I have the vent back in, I can take my wires and place it through my existing gob of wires from my amps and go ahead and plug it in to the extension that we ran from channel 3. Now you can take this opportunity to zip tie it off or anything that you need to do. I will have to do some zip tying before I'm done here. So as you can see right there, all of the lights came on, everything's good to go. So what I'm going to do from there is go into my app, turn off channel 1 and channel 2 so we can just adjust the dash, make sure all of our stuff is working. So if you're not quite sure what I was talking about turning off channel 1 and channel 2, refer back to my video that I did on the Ciro Shock and Awe 2.0 app. So from here, guys, all we need to do is just button up the outer fairing. It's the exact same way you took it off. 4 bolts on the inner fairing, 3 bolts on the inside on the windshield part. So let's get that done. So there it is installed, guys. It's not dark outside yet, so I can't really get a good video of that, but this is in the shop. Got everything pretty much blacked out. So just remember, channel 1 is the motor, channel 2 is the front and back wheel, and channel 3 is now the dash. So we can go in and change those things. I will change channel 3, which is the dash, down to blue. I will change channel 2, which would be the wheels, to green. And then I can go in and change channel 1 to purple. So there you go. You have 3 different colors, 3 different zones. Turn on all 3 channels, go back in and reset it. And there you go. Now you have all 3 channels all set to the same color. And of course, the dash and the speakers all work through the control box. So it also has the flashing and of course the breathing. And all of the other modes work as well. The microphone mode, the camera mode. So if we go into microphone mode, you can see that my phone is picking up my voice and it's just changing the colors. If we go into race mode, same thing's going to come up on the dash. So there you have it, guys. Everything is connected into the control box together, but you still have control over all 3 channels separately. So that's pretty much it. Pretty simple install. It's a little bit time consuming because of the drilling and the pre-fitting and all that stuff, but it's really an easy install. So if you want to get a hold of these parts, check the description down below. You may have to click on see more. If you're on your phone, click the little lightly shaded gray arrow on the side. It'll open up the description. All of the links will be listed in there. You can click those and it'll take you directly to the products. The shock and awe kit, the saddlebag extensions, the fork illuminators, and now of course the speakers and the dash. All of the links will be down below. Click it, take you right to Ciro3D.com. So make sure you check out Ciro3D.com, guys. Of course, they have all of the LED stuff, but they have chrome accent pieces. There's performance parts on there. And I also saw the other day, Adam Sandoval has a new seat that's on there. That's pretty cool. So check it out. Tons and tons of stuff on Ciro3D. Don't forget to check out the channel, guys. If you like what you see, hit that like, hit that subscribe. We appreciate the hell out of all you guys. That's what keeps this channel growing. Always free videos all of the time. So a big, huge thank you to all the new followers on Instagram and of course over on Facebook. We appreciate the hell out of all you guys. I'm gonna get out of here and get my butt back to work. Until the next video, as always, be safe, keep your knees in the breeze.